Huh? What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogreboy and I'm going to be doing my top 10 favorite Johnny Depp movies. So, this is going to be part of my top 10 Tuesdays. I'm bringing it back. I recently did a community tab post on, or poll, on there for the subscribers to vote, and y'all voted. Y'all wanted top 10 Tuesdays back, so I had kind of quit doing them because I was kind of running out of ideas, but I've came up with a few more ideas that I've wanted to do, so I thought I'd bring them back, at least for a while anyway. Hopefully maybe bring them back for the rest of the year. So this week I'm starting off with my top 10 favorite Johnny Depp movies, which is recommended to me by Chapman Review, so thank you for recommending me to do this video, and be sure to check out his channel. He's got a lot of awesome reviews and stuff on there, and I'm going to go ahead and get going. Coming in at number 10 is Ed Wood. This is a really, really good movie from Tim Burton. It's a biography about the director Ed Wood, who's considered to be one of the worst movie directors of all time. And Johnny Depp just does an excellent job playing him in this movie. He's absolutely perfect in here. And it has a really great supporting cast too. Martin Landau plays Bela Lugosi in here, and he does an excellent job and everything. I think he actually even got an Oscar nomination. Might have even won for it. But he was great in here, and everybody else was excellent in here too. Sarah Jessica Parker, Bill Murray. I know there was a lot of other good people in here. Those are the main ones I can think of, but everybody was great in this movie. But Johnny Depp especially was excellent. This is definitely one of my favorite performances of his, and everything. But the movie itself isn't one of my most favorite movies, so I'm kind of basing it between performances and my love for the movies too. So that's why it's number 10. But just because it's not higher doesn't mean I don't like it a lot. It just isn't my most favorite. So Ed Wood is number 10, and number 9 is Dead Man. This is a western that he did in the 90s. It's an indie movie, and it's very, very weird. The very first time I watched it, I absolutely hated it and said that it was his worst movie ever. And then I've rewatched it a couple times and have grown to really love this movie. On the second time I watched it, I really loved it. And the last time I rewatched it, not too long ago, I really loved it. So this movie is really a really good movie, but it's one of those that you kind of have to pay attention to it when you're watching it, or if you get sidetracked a little bit, it can totally ruin the movie. And I think that's why I didn't like it the first time, is I kept getting distracted and everything. It's when you kind of need to pay attention through the whole thing and not get distracted, at least during the first viewing of it, to enjoy it and everything. So this movie is really good, and I'm glad that I gave it another shot. So Dead Man is number 9, and number 8 is Rango. This is an animated movie about a lizard that goes into this little desert town full of other desert animals and stuff. It stylizes like a spaghetti western. It's really, really great animated movie. It's really hilarious at times. It's got a lot of heart and humor, and it's really entertaining, enjoyable movie. I've always really liked Rango quite a bit and everything. Ever since it very first came out, it's been one of my favorite Johnny Depp movies. And I love his voice work in this movie. He just brings the character to life so well and everything, and it just fits his weird quirkiness and everything. And even though it's animated, his performance is still really excellent in here. So Rango is number 8, and number 7 is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I absolutely love this movie. I know a lot of people hate it because of it being a remake to a classic, and the original is a great movie, and I love Gene Wilder in the role of Willy Wonka in that version of that movie, and I love Johnny Depp in this version of this movie. I love how different each version is and everything, but I love like the really weirdness that Johnny Depp brought to the character and everything. He's very weird and kind of creepy in ways, but he does an excellent job playing him, and I personally love this movie and feel like it's one of the better remakes out there and everything. So Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is number 7, and number 6 is Sleepy Hollow. I absolutely love this movie too. It's another great performance that Tim Burton got out of Johnny Depp. This time he's playing Ichabod Crane, and he does a really great job playing Ichabod. I thought he was a really good choice for the role. His chemistry with Christina Ricci is really great, and I love the suspense this movie builds up and everything. It kind of has a slasher feel to it as well, but it also relies a lot heavily on suspense, which is great. And it's just a really good movie. Yeah, I'll talk more about it sometime. I'm gonna have to review this one sometime. But yeah, Sleepy Hollow is number 6, and number 5 is Black Mass. Now, I think that some of the movies under this one had better stories personally and were better written, but his performance in this movie is just one of his best performances, so I decided to put it in the top 5 because he's just excellent in this movie as Whitey Bulger. He does a really great job. There's times where he's actually pretty terrifying, and there were a lot of times in here that I forgot I was even watching Johnny Depp. He just does an excellent job in this movie and everything. So Black Mass is number 5, and number 4 is Ed Wood. I just absolutely love this movie, and this is another movie that Johnny Depp just kind of disappears into the role and everything. And there's times I forget I'm even watching Johnny Depp, but he just does an excellent job playing Edward in this movie. He's quiet, he don't really talk a lot in here, but he's just excellent in the role, and the movie is not just one of his best, but one of Tim Burton's best as well. I absolutely love this movie. It's been one of my favorite movies ever since I saw it for the first time. I think I was probably a teenager when I saw it for the first. Actually, I know I was about 15 or 16 when I saw it the first time, but I love this movie. So Edward Scissorhands is number 4, and number 3 is What's Eating Gilbert Grape. And this is a really, really great movie that most people only remember it for the performance of Leonardo DiCaprio, which he deserves. His performance in here is absolutely amazing, and he is just great in this movie. Yeah, there's not I don't know how to explain how great Leonardo DiCaprio was in here, but I think Johnny Depp gave a really great performance too, and his performance in here is kind of underrated. He's really great as Gilbert Grape, and the movie focuses mostly on him and like how he's having to deal with raising his mentally challenged brother and taking care of his mom and everything. He's a really good character, and it's a really well written movie. I love What's Eating Gilbert Grape, so it's a really, really great movie, and one of the most relatable characters that Johnny Depp's ever played for me personally. So it's number 3, and number 2 is Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. I absolutely love this movie. It blends two of my favorite genres together, the horror genre and not just the horror genre, the slasher genre, and the musical genre, and it mixes them both really, really well. I love the music in here and everything, although I do kind of wish that it would have had a little bit more dialogue and stuff, but I do love the songs in this movie. The story is really well written. Johnny Depp's performance is amazing in here, and it's one of my favorite performances of his. There's one other performance and character that I love more, which everybody probably knows what that'll be, but Sweeney Todd is just an excellent movie. It's probably my favorite movie Tim Burton ever directed too, but it's just, I love the music, I love the atmosphere of the movie, the feel of it, the kills are pretty cool, it has a really great villain with Alan Rickman's character as the judge. He's just a very unlikable character, and when Sweeney Todd finally gets his revenge at the end of the movie, it feels sweet and everything. It's a really great movie though. I love Sweeney Todd. So it's number 2, and my number 1 favorite Johnny Depp movie is Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man's Chest. I decided to go with that one in particular because it's my favorite in the franchise, and I feel like that's where Jack Sparrow was at his peak, was in Dead Man's Chest. He was absolutely hilarious. He was excellent and stole the show in the first movie, but he was more of a supporting role in that one. This one, he's the star of the movie, and he just is excellent in here. He's hilarious. There's parts where you fear for the character, like he's gonna die and stuff, and it has some really emotional moments with the character, and Jack Sparrow is just easily the best character Johnny Depp has ever played. It's the character he was born to play, and he'll always be remembered as Jack Sparrow, and nobody, and I mean nobody at all, will ever be able to replace Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow, and anybody who tries is doomed for failure because he is absolutely perfect in the role of Jack Sparrow. And I'm sorry, I meant Captain Jack Sparrow. But yeah, so Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, I could easily say it ties with the first movie, and really I could say it ties with the third. The first three movies make a perfect trilogy and everything, and Johnny Depp is perfect in all three of those movies, and he's still pretty good in the last two, but the first three are his peak ones, so that's why I would say any of the first three are his best ones as a character, but my favorite one personally is the second one. So anyway, let me know in the comments what your favorite Johnny Depp movies are. If you want, you can tell me your top 10. If you don't, just tell me what your favorite one is. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.
Hehehehe